Hey, I'm Adam Flomenbaum of The Drum here at Applecaster's booth at MIPTV 2016, and we're excited to be joined by Kevin McGurn, Head of Sales for Fullscreen. So Kevin, can you tell us a little bit about the big announcement you made around SVOD recently?
Yeah, we've been hard at work for quite a while on a subscription video on demand property and are excited to announce that April 26th it'll be released to the public. It is a mix of originals and licensed content that Fullscreen has produced and gone out and actually done some deals for. And it's an ad-free service, so we're looking at different types of, from my perspective, sponsorships and integrations that can go along with the service itself.
Great. So what is your team looking to accomplish here at MIPTV, Liz?
So we've done a bunch here. Predominantly we were with Mattel. Mattel won the Brand of the Year from MIPTV. They are a huge partner of Fullscreens. We do a tremendous amount of content creation for them. We also do channel management for them and a series of services and content and social creation. But yeah, we were really supporting their win and had them on the main stage today, which was great. But other than that, just a lot of business development meetings from the content licensing side all the way through to the brand and advertising side.
All right. After the excitement around MCNs a couple of years ago, it kind of dropped off for a little bit, and now it's just exploding like never before. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, it's interesting. So Fullscreen started out as an MCN and then has grown really, for the past 3-4 years with the creator at its core. But we've grown even further into just being a multimedia company. The SVOD product is an indication of that. We're going direct to the consumer. We've been a B2B brand in several facets of the business, running that talent side for the MCN, but also big brand services. And we have 3 fully functioning operating studios as well. So we generate a lot of content, not just for our own, but for the brands and for the talent that we actually represent. So this world, the influencer world, is booming. It is one of those things that we're really excited about. We can see the trend, and we're trying to drive it as fast as possible.
Great. So the influencer world, as you just mentioned, is booming, but people may, especially the consumers that love the influencers that you have on your roster, may not really know who Fullscreen is.
Right.
How do you get that? How do you get that awareness out there?
Yeah, it's actually, to be fair, it's one of the benefits actually that we have when launching a consumer product. You have this wonderful brand called Fullscreen that actually means something to someone. It is a word, right? And it is something that people do every day, and they go full screen. And we always have a saying that we want to live life in full screen. So to try to grow that brand to a consumer is actually one of the more exciting parts of joining the business. And it does mean something in the B2B world. And when you think about it, our 80,000 creators, which are our best advocates, they know what Fullscreen is.
Right.
And as we go out and try to market the SVOD property, we will actually, put our money where our mouth is. We know influencer marketing works, and we will use it to promote that subscription service.
Great. And you guys are obviously backed pretty big by AT&T. How are you going to leverage what they have and their production capabilities for yourselves?
Yeah, so AT&T is a big strategic partner of ours, obviously part of the joint venture that's Otter Media with the Chernin Group. We use them as, everything from an opportunity for distribution. They've provided a tremendous amount of funding. They've really been strategic on helping us acquire certain companies that are complementary to our core businesses. So we really do think that AT&T moving forward is in the lane of being a next generation media company as well as a services provider and a device provider. And we're excited to be partnered with them in a number of different ways, not just through mobility, but also to terrestrial television.
Yeah, absolutely. And brands are really starting to grasp this idea of influencer marketing finally, and that's probably driving a lot of this growth around the MCNs. But how can they do this authentically? How can they do it without kind of turning off people? How can they do it without ruining the brand of the influencers?
The key to influencer marketing is letting the influencer maintain that voice. To really, in certain cases, unleash your brand into their hands and have them speak to their fans in a way that really is in their own voice, that is authentic, that is all the things that you hear, all the great buzzwords. But generally speaking, brands are already part of the conversation. We've really gone from a world of interruption as an advertising mechanism to integration. So those brands are part of the conversation. They can embrace it or they can sit idly by and watch. And with influencer marketing, you are embracing it and you're allowing your brand to become that passion point for their fans. Because fans and influencers, and millennials really, they love brands. They just don't like advertising in its traditional sense. But the brand is definitely core to their daily lives, and they're okay about advocating in that way.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for joining.
Absolutely, anytime.
Thanks.